The video you're about to see falls under fair use for purposes of commentary, criticism, documentation, and public interest. This footage is shown to analyze the spread of misinformation and the potential harm caused by creators exploiting real cases.
The search of the 125 property at that time,
That's so weird.
the day before, seemed like they was mentioning it that day.
Oh, so Andy Bernard not only lied to the police and got caught about being present at the time Summer Wells disappeared, but he also refused to let the police search his property, even though all these other neighbors with massive drugs, they were letting the police come search. But Andy Bernard would not let the police search his property.
Well, I think it was Jodie that refused the search of it because she stated when I was recording on that day, she said I just say that she didn't want him to go in the house and stuff because he had guns and stuff in there, and he was a felon, and she was trying to keep him from getting in trouble. So I don't know. That's just what she had told on the recording. She denied the search, supposedly.
But she'll come on here and say she didn't deny the search, you know?
Yeah,
So,
but the police were letting people know they weren't there for drugs and other things. They weren't looking in drawers. They were looking for a child. Yeah. And these people, Andy Bernard, lied to the police until it was proven on video that he really was there at the time Summer disappeared. This is the bottom line here. And then him and his fat bitch, who sits there for 2 years straight, like a dumb, drug-addicted, alcoholic, chain-smoking whore, sits there for 2 straight years as controlled opposition, whining and claiming that her husband is guilty of drugging the children that are being raped at FredHill Road. And what? Oh my God. Excuse me, but that's what
they were searching the places and stuff. I mean, they was opening drawers. They was opening every little compartment that they seen.
Oh, okay. Did you follow them in there? In some of the houses, you followed them in?
Yep.
And they were opening drawers. They were looking for any kind of
they looked for any trace of anything they could find.
Okay.
But they weren't charging anybody with anything. I mean,
they were still looking at every little thing.
Yeah.
Anything they thought that she might could fit in.
Oh, well.
And they said anything size of a laptop computer.
Oh, okay. Anything as big as a laptop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Jodie could have just stuck the guns somewhere under or something and said they were hers or whatever. I mean, a child is missing. An actual child is missing.
When they come to my house.
So there's a second thing leading to potential red flags related to Andy Bernard.
When
being completely platformed by Ryan Finds Nothing. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. This is about a little child missing. A little child.
I mean,
who is this Jodie Sue who sits there for 2 years like a drunken hootenanny? Chain smoking while she's talking crap, accusing her. On one night, she accused her ex-husband of being involved. Another night, she's attacking anyone who talks about him.
It's so bizarre. I know.
That's infuriating. Sorry.
She's come after you too, Donna. She's come after me. She's definitely come after Ziggy and Fred.
When she came after me is the only time I've ever even actually watched her. Other than like 30 seconds. Oh, there's that drunk again. The only time she ever talked about me, I literally said a prayer for her that she would not overdose on those narcotic pills she was clearly on, popping, while she's talking about me. She's like, Jodie Sue, you're controlled opposition.
I think she's in the chat. Hang on, let's see, what did she say? Jodie Sue, but wait, Fred said he's seen guns carried elsewhere on the 14th.
What?
And how does that absolve you, Jodie? How does that absolve you? Do you want to pull her on here? How does that absolve you?
Judy,
or when across the road, a 5-year-old child's missing and you won't let the cops walk around your property even?
Jodie, can you pull that comment back up for Jodie Sue so I can show Fred?
Sure,
what was it?
Let me find it.
Jodie Sue said that you had...
Here it is. But
wait, Fred said he had guns carried elsewhere on the 14th.
So what? Jodie Sue, what the fuck? A 5-year-old child's missing across the dirt road? You know your asshole husband had something to do with it? He's fucking lying to the cops, you stupid little bitch. Fuck you.
So
fuck you, whore.
I want to explain
something. Come on here, Jodie Sue, you come on here, you blabber like a drunken, insane idiot for 2 years straight, booking cigarette money, whatever it is you're doing. Do you even give a shit about the children that were being raped across the street with you claiming that it was your husband supplying them the narcotics to knock the children out? Did you call CPS prior to little Summer Wells disappearing? Answer that in your little comments. Answer that.
So Donna, this is Donna's righteous indignation. She has every right to act like this because Donna has been treated so crappy when she's the one who actually wants Summer to be found and justice to be, in existence, maybe finally once and for all. And the way we look at it is Jodie has been the roadblock in a lot of these cases, in a lot of instances with Summer Wells' case.
Yeah.
Like, why would she know? She would talk about the fact that little girls were being drugged,
right,
harmed, but then not tell what she knows.
Yeah, Jodie Sue, you're sitting there drunk as a skunk every night, chain smoking cigarettes like you're the ultimate authority. You're telling all of us that your husband, Andy Bernard, was supplying the sedatives for little children, and we're talking 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, to be assaulted. So tell us, Jodie Sue, did you call the police ahead of all this? Or did you wait until one of the little girls you knew your husband was drugging disappeared before you refused to let them search your property? Because you know what? You were protecting your husband and you still are.
Yeah.
That's all. Answer that. Did you call the police ahead of time and say, I know my husband's supplying drugs to the people across the way because they're assaulting little children?
I didn't know until after Summer went missing about that, but I don't think so. I think that's not absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, right. Like we all believe that because she was so clearly high on the narcotics. So about to pass out on the narcotics when she sat there for an hour shit talking me that she knows nothing about drugs. She's just innocent. She's just an innocent girl who a pervert purchased her when she was 13 and gave them to his daughter, who beat her up for 30 years. That's called Stockholm Syndrome, Jodie. Stockholm Syndrome. When you attack people trying to find a little girl, and when you block your property from being searched for the little girl when you're only like 100 yards away.
Because she was protecting Andy, you know, and that's crazy. Like Jodie Sue, he's totally freaking ruined you and your kids' lives, like with all this. Like, you need to start talking, get away from the area and start talking. Anyway.
Okay, we can get back to Jodie Sue anyway. So see if Jodie Sue has an explanation as to why these little children across the street were being essayed and assaulted with drugs from her husband, according to her, not according to me, according to Jodie herself, and as to her not calling the police about it ahead of time. And why, knowing that he was providing these drugs to sedate these children for them to be assaulted, why she refused to let the police on her property to look for the child when the child was missing. Jodie Sue, you don't even belong on YouTube.
It's crazy.
You literally belong in prison with all the rest of these disgusting people.
Yeah.
See, Jodie talked about in Discord of Andy had taken some guns to John Smith's and hiding in a black bag. So I just wonder if he took it on the 14th by her saying that.
Yeah. Oh, so that's what she meant by the 14th, because you weren't even awake on the 14th.
No, I wasn't even.
You didn't even know about.
On the 14th. So, I didn't even know nothing about Jackie Dobbs even being on being or nothing on the 14th. I know nothing about him until.
Fuck you, Jodie Sue. Go fuck yourself, you stupid, idiotic bitch.
Oh.
You stupid, lying, stinky whore who has been complicit in the death of a child, who has been complicit in the disappearance of a child, who has sat here for 2.5 years blaming your ex-husband, but then attacking the people that talk about your ex-husband. No, Fred did not lead us into a trap. It's time for people to start listening to Fred.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, you think we're headed towards you via the courts by those who you're.
Oh, just ignore her. Just ignore her
right.
bullshit. Ignore this bitch. Ignore her. She's an alcoholic, drug addict that has been in a domestic violence relationship. She has this kind of Stockholm Syndrome thing going on with Andy, where she sits there on a nightly basis and blabbers, drinks alcohol, takes drugs, chain smokes cigarettes from her trailer, and she goes on and on about how this guy ruined her life and that how she knows he's complicit. She knows he was supplying drugs for these molestations. And then when anybody tries to say anything, she jumps in and attacks him. It's called controlled opposition, Jodie.
Yeah.
We're on to your game. So go stick your head back up your ass, drink your bottle of whiskey, and ramble on.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Fred.
Yeah, Fred, please carry on. Can we remember where we left off? Hold on a second.
Yeah, we were at the point where Jodie Sue refused to let them search her property across the way from where our 5-year-old went missing. Yeah, that's where we were. Where Jodie Sue, who claims to know that her ex-husband was helping in the trafficking of children, refused to let them search her property to look for the missing child. That's where we're at.
I want to say real quick, Seeing the Darkness, thank you so much for your super sticker. It's very appreciated.
So you were about to say something about when they came to my house and searched. You were about to say something about.
Oh, when they came to my house and searched, I didn't worry about the paraphernalia laying out and stuff. I mean, I let them straight in and they went through my place, you know.
Yeah.
And everything I had.
And that's how it is in California too. It's like if there's a bigger deal going on, the cops will come. They don't care about anything.
Yeah.
No,
we're not here about drugs. We're not here about this. We're not here about that. And who would not let them come in except for someone right across the road who was complicit? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Hold on. Before he says anything else, can we also say that after Summer's vanishing or disappearance, everything dissolved. The whole family split. Jodie, Andy,
oh yeah.
All broken
yeah.
up. Why?
And in my criminal justice studies, with my criminal justice bachelor's degree, guess what murderers do quite frequently? They freak out and they change their whole schedule. That's one of the ways police are onto them. But what happened here? Andy moved. 2 or 3 days later, he quits his job. He leaves Jodie Sue. He goes off to work for a carnival, for a train.
Yeah.
And see, they didn't contain their dogs or nothing either up at 125. They was letting them get into it with the search dogs and all kinds of stuff.
What? Are you serious?
Oh, and Jodie Sue, since you're here, can you tell us the exact name of the place where your ex-husband, Voldemort, went to go work after Summer Wells disappeared? Where he went to go be a train conductor at the little carnival? Where exactly was that? What's the address? Since you're here, Jodie. Since you give a shit, Jodie.
Got it.
I would punch that bitch in the face if she was here. I would fucking attack that bitch. I really would. I'm sorry, you gotta cut that out. I better be quiet. I really would. If that was my kid, Jodie Sue would be under the ground.
We were talking about how she seemed so worried it was going to be her child, early on, and now it's like making sense. Yeah. Like, well, why? Because Andy also had a drug debt or something. Did you know that Andy had a drug debt, Jodie Sue? And is that why you were so worried it was going to be your daughter?
This is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal.
So Jodie Sue, has Jodie Sue talked on her ramblings about Andy also having a drug debt?
No.
Not that I've ever heard. No.
I gotta talk to you in 2 hours. Bye. Has Ziggy I don't listen to the ramblings of an idiot most of the time. When they talk about me, I do. Ziggy, has Jodie Sue ever talked about that?
She talked about the Knoxville runs with Andy and Dawn and stuff.
Jodie Sue has talked about these Knoxville drug runs that Andy Sue are. Yeah. And you know what, Jodie Sue? I'm sorry. You were molested as a child. Your own father allowed you to be sold to be molested and beat up for all of your young life, literally all your life. And at any time, you can start just telling the truth.
This is a systemic problem.
Like, tell us where exactly is the location where Andy went to go work when he left you 2 days after Summer went missing. Tell us that.
Somebody needs to come clean. It's time. It's been going on for nearly 5 years, right? Let's see. Is it 5 years yet? Almost 5. 4.
Almost
It's 1 of 5 years.
Then if you hated your husband so bad, who beat you up all the time, wouldn't them, even if they did find guns, wouldn't that be perfect? Because then he'd be out of your hair.
He'd be gone.
Like, you really cared about protecting a guy that beat you up nonstop, that dragged you out. You know what? If a guy punched me once, it'd be his first and last time.
Exactly.
Drug her out and put a gun in her mouth in front of the kids, outside naked, is what she claimed. That's crazy.
Because she was so young. Jodie was so young. Jodie was 13 years old, because in the Bernard family, it's okay to purchase children. Per George, the boss family. Is that the boss, the dad, George Bernard? So he purchased Jodie, according to Jodie, when she was 13, and allowed him. And in other words, she's spending years being raped by Andy before she's even an adult.
She talks about how horrible and how they're monsters and horrible people, his parents. So, I mean, she talks about how they abused her and stuff.
She has Stockholm syndrome. She literally, like, he's some kind of saint. Are you freaking kidding me?
Right.
Okay, so let's pick up, guys. Let's pick up where we left off. I don't want people to misunderstand what we're doing here. We're trying to get to the facts. The facts definitely include Jodie Sue. They include that it seems Andy had something to do with this whole scenario. And Fred, can you return back to, we're going back to day 2. Pick up where you left off.
So where, Fred,